November 17th arrived more quickly than I had expected. I awoke that morning only half aware and thoroughly unprepared for the day's excursion to Mepkin Abbey with the Episcopal church women, along with a few men, from Holy Cross Faith Memorial. I put on something presentable, grabbed my Lumix S5 and hopped into the truck. Knowing that I would be late for the carpool from Holy Cross, I started south on Highway 17, trusting my iPhone's GPS for the hour and 15-minute ride down to Monk's Corner. This is a drive that I know well and thoroughly enjoy. Through Georgetown and past McClellanville, into Francis Marion National Forest, and passing over 5 historic rivers along the way. This region is top-notch for scenic drives, I'd have to say. Upon turning into the gates, I was startled by the incredible view before me, an oak alley that could rival a scene from Brook Green. With the sights of great live oaks, I was transported back to the landscape of my childhood home. I parked in the lot and rode the golf cart shuttle down towards the Abbey, noticing a few spectacular trees and scenes along the way. I got out in front of the gift shop and saw the signage for the Festival of Creches. Up until this point in my life, I can honestly say that I've never heard of a creche before. Maybe it's just something that I had tuned out or missed, but after a quick look around, I developed a theory that a creche was similar to a nativity scene. Walking back to the gift shop, I saw some of the other parishioners arriving. They were glad to see that I had made it, as I had been mysteriously absent from the church carpool. We walked along the pathway towards the Abbey, which borders an absolutely lush example of a Carolina forest, along with showing off traditional plantation lawns and gardens. When I had been envisioning the Abbey in my head, for some reason my ideas kept a somewhat European tone, but Mepkin Abbey truly embodies the character of South Carolina. Mepkin Abbey was built on the site of the old Mepkin plantation. This site was originally called Mepkin by the Cusabo tribe, as it was the highest point in elevation along the Cooper River. In 1762, Henry Lawrence, a successful merchant from Charleston, bought the property. Lawrence established Mepkin Plantation, where he would retire as a planter and a statesman. I feel that it is important to note that Lawrence, who is lauded as a Revolutionary War hero for his time as a prisoner of war after being captured at sea by the British, and later on a statesman and devoted patriot, these life achievements were made possible through his trade in importing and exporting enslaved Africans. As a planter, Lawrence utilized the knowledge and labor of the enslaved to cultivate this bountiful land and its resources for the gain of him and his family. The original house was burned by the British as Lawrence fought in the Revolutionary War. And decades later, the next house that he would build would later be burned in turn under mysterious circumstances during the upheaval of the Civil War. It is with this complicated history that in 1949 the property was donated to the Roman Catholic Church, who began its use as a Trappist order's Gethsemani Abbey. Today, Mepkin Abbey is a Trappist monastery, a community of faith with a focus on prayer, work, and meditation. It is one of 12 Trappist monasteries in the country, and it is open to visitors of all faiths or none during visitation times to tour the grounds and experience the unique silence that this monastery offers. As we strolled through the grounds, we inspected a large number of creches beautifully displayed. These nativity scenes of varying artistic presentation and materials were made by various artists from around the world, and we were able to vote on our favorites for the competition. As we entered into the indoor gallery, we passed through the creche that was my favorite, an archway depicting the surrounding landscape using materials of this landscape. Next, we saw a scene that gave us some insight into all of the characters behind this Trappist monastery. Many creches were traditional pieces, like the ones I grew up seeing. My mother would always put out nativity scenes much like these through the holidays. Other scenes give visitors interpretations from many cultures around the world. This Frida Kahlo-esque interpretation was the subject of some very interesting commentary. Natural materials were also a common theme in these many beautiful scenes. Upon leaving the gallery and nominating our favorite creche, we explored the gift shop and enjoyed some coffee and cookies. I took a quick selfie with Pope Francis before saying goodbye as most of the group departed back to Pawleys Island. I knew that I wasn't quite ready to head home, however, as I had read about the beauty and silent atmosphere here at Mepkin Abbey, and however awesome the Festival of Creches was, it was these grounds of history that truly called to me. I set off in my aimless wandering, with camera in hand, to silently witness and capture this beautiful land. In experiencing these sacred grounds, I think deeply on the spirits that reside in this place. In witnessing places of living history, places where we can still tell the stories that happened here, we can ponder the decisions that humans made back then, while also looking at the choices that lay before us now. Mepkin, now Mepkin, this place that serves us as a reminder of what's important, a space where the Carolina Trappist monks soak in God's natural beauty in a unique solitude, and a place where we can experience it too. By now, my friends will know of my great love of trees. As I witness these beautiful live oaks, I remember my childhood afternoons spent crawling up similar fern-laden limbs. Great cavities in these ancient trees show of the resilience of this iconic species. Many of these trees at Mepkin keep the memories of Mepkin's history in their inner rings.
Y'all, look at this incredible tree back here. I'm at Mepkin Abbey, checking out their beautiful gardens. And this tree just caught my eye with how magnificent it is.
Notice the dark smudges of charred wood inside of this ancient oak. This tree can tell the stories of fire, whether man-made or naturally occurring, throughout its centuries. The span of time witnessed by a tree can truly be awe-inspiring. When we talk about spirits, I believe in the spirits of trees. I feel that it is all of life's collective spirits that make up the Holy Spirit. And it's in sacred places like these where they are spirits that we can feel and see. These are the sites of our living history, of my personal history, scenes that against my wishes have started to disappear. If there's one thing that we can claim, the natives born of Carolina, it's that we can account for our living history, something that we have long been willing to share. Yet as I leave Mepkin, I drive down old roads where I witness the Southern history disappearing. The Mepkin journey continues a goal in my mind of capturing the value of these kinds of heritage sites, to get more people to understand the importance of protecting these lands by finding the meanings that we can all value and understand.